The doorbell rang just as Ethan was wrestling one sneaker onto Lily's tiny foot while Emma was tugging at his sleeve, begging for juice. It was chaos, as usual. Being a single dad to 7-year-old twins meant mornings were a battlefield. Hair ties vanished into thin air, homework mysteriously disappeared overnight, and someone always spilled milk 5 minutes before they had to leave. Ethan blew a stray strand of hair from his forehead and sighed. He loved his girls more than life itself, but some days he wondered how he was supposed to do it all. He needed help. Desperately. That's why he'd placed an ad for a babysitter. Just a few hours after school, nothing fancy, someone to make sure the girls got fed, did homework, and maybe didn't turn the living room into a Lego minefield before bedtime. He pulled open the door, still half-tied shoelace dangling. The young woman standing there was not what he'd expected. She couldn't have been older than 22. Dressed in jeans and a plain white t-shirt, her hair pulled into a simple ponytail, she had a bright, steady smile that made her seem both approachable and confident. "Hi, Mr. Carter? I'm Anna. I'm here about the babysitting job." Something about her voice, clear, calm, reassuring, eased the tension in his shoulders instantly. "Right," Ethan said, blinking. "Come in. Sorry about the mess. We're, a little busy this morning." Anna stepped inside and bent to greet the twins, who were peeking from behind their father's legs. "Hi, Lily." "Hi, Emma. Your dad told me you like stories and board games." The girls' eyes widened. "How do you know our names?" Emma asked suspiciously. Anna grinned. "I always do my homework." The twins giggled, and Ethan knew right then, she was hired. What Ethan didn't know, couldn't have guessed, was that Anna was not just any college student looking for extra cash. She was the daughter of Richard Blake, CEO of one of the largest companies in the city. Billionaire. Philanthropist. Known for his ruthless boardroom style but also his untouchable reputation. Anna, however, wanted none of the spotlight. She had grown up in privilege, surrounded by staff who catered to her every whim. But she'd always felt restless, unseen. Like kindness was something you had to earn, not something that came with a last name. When she heard about Ethan's babysitting job through a community board at the library, she hadn't hesitated. She didn't need the money, but she craved something real. Something human. And Ethan Carter, with his tired eyes and fiercely protective love for his daughters, felt real from the very first moment. Anna slipped into their lives like she'd always belonged. She didn't just watch the girls, she taught them. She helped with math homework using games, showed them how to bake cookies from scratch, and introduced them to her love of drawing. The twins adored her. Ethan noticed the changes too. The girls were calmer, happier, more confident. For the first time in years, bedtime wasn't a struggle. But it wasn't just the twins who looked forward to Anna's visits. Ethan found himself drawn to her warmth. She never complained, never looked at her phone while the kids begged for attention. She listened, really listened, when he vented about the challenges of parenting alone. There were moments, late in the evenings, when he'd catch her watching the girls sleep, her expression so tender it stirred something deep inside him. Still, he reminded himself she was just the babysitter. A kind, remarkable babysitter, but nothing more. One rainy Thursday, Ethan came home earlier than usual. He opened the door quietly, not wanting to disturb whatever game they might be playing. What he saw stopped him cold. Anna was sitting on the floor with Emma in her lap, reading a book aloud. Lily was leaning against her shoulder, fast asleep. The soft lamplight fell across Anna's face, and for a moment, Ethan felt as if he were intruding on a sacred moment. She looked up and smiled. They had a long day at school. Ethan's chest tightened. He hadn't seen his daughters so content, so safe, in a long time. Something in his heart whispered, "Don't let this go." One Saturday afternoon, while Anna was tidying the kitchen with Lily's help, a knock came at the door. Ethan opened it to find two sharply dressed men in suits. They looked out of place on his modest porch. "Is Miss Blake here?" one of them asked. Ethan frowned. "Blake? No, you must have the wrong address, we only have..." Before he could finish, Anna appeared, drying her hands on a towel. The color drained from her face. "Anna Blake," the man said with a respectful nod. "Your father has been trying to reach you." Ethan froze. "Blake? As in Richard Blake?" Anna swallowed hard. She'd been discovered. That night, after the twins were asleep, Ethan confronted her. So you're the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the city, and you're babysitting for me? His voice carried both disbelief and hurt. Anna's eyes glistened. I never meant to lie. I just wanted a chance to be seen for who I am, not what my last name means. Your ad felt honest. Real. And your girls. They made me feel alive in a way nothing else has. Ethan rubbed his temples. Do you have any idea what could have happened if something went wrong? If people found out? Yes, she whispered. But I also know what did happen. Lily finally solved her math problems without crying. Emma started writing stories. And you've had someone to lean on, even if just a little. Her words pierced him. She wasn't wrong. Days passed in silence. Ethan avoided calling her back, torn between gratitude and anger. The twins, however, noticed immediately. Where's Anna? Emma asked every night. Did she leave because of us? Their questions cut deeper than he expected. He hated lying, but how could he explain? Then, one evening, Lily came down with a fever. It climbed dangerously high within hours. Panic surged through Ethan as he rushed her to the hospital, Emma clinging to his side. In the chaos of trying to fill out forms and comfort Emma, a familiar voice called his name. Anna. She had heard through her father's staff and come running without hesitation. She scooped Emma into her arms, soothing her with stories, while Ethan stayed by Lily's bedside. Hours later, when Lily's fever broke, Ethan looked at Anna with new eyes. She hadn't abandoned them. She had chosen them, again. Walking out of the hospital into the cool night air, Ethan finally spoke. You didn't have to come, but you did. Anna's gaze was steady. Family isn't about blood or names. It's about showing up when it matters. Ethan's throat tightened. For years, he'd carried the weight of doing it all alone, believing no one would ever care for his daughters the way he did. But Anna had proven him wrong. Weeks later, Ethan invited her over, not as the babysitter, but as a friend. The girls cheered when they saw her, clinging to her hands as if she'd never been gone. This time, Ethan didn't hold back. Anna, he said quietly, watching the twins laugh as they braided her hair, you've changed our lives. Not because of your name, but because of your heart. Anna smiled, tears brimming. That's all I ever wanted, to be seen for who I am. And in that moment, surrounded by giggles and the glow of something that felt very much like home, Ethan realized he wasn't just a single dad anymore. He was a man with hope. Hope that sometimes, the people we least expect walk into our lives at exactly the right time. Disguised not by who they are, but revealed by the kindness they give.